Welcome to the mainstream, where we talk and we laugh about life, love, and everything that we have. Tune in, sit back, and relax your mind. We're here to entertain, it's podcast time. We got stories to share and advice to give on how to be the best man that you can live. So come join the conversation, be a part of the team. Welcome to the mainstream, it's where you want to be.
Hello, welcome back to the Mainstream Podcast. As always, coming to you from beautiful Bellevue, Iowa. Tonight it is myself, Ryan Reed, Josh Richer, and Mike Olson in the house. Down to 3 guys. Everybody else is tied up, but that's okay because we don't need them. Just kidding, fellas. We miss you, Mike and Kyle. Welcome back. It's been, you've been getting episodes constantly, but fellas, it's been a while since we've been in the studio. It feels like forever, but I think it's only been a week. Or 2. It's been 2 weeks.
I think it's 2.
It's 2 because last week we didn't do it.
We didn't.
Honestly, my schedule's been so messed up.
Oh yeah, I had the wedding last week. Yeah,
it's 2.
It's been wild.
So really not that long, but
2 weeks feels like forever.
Yeah, it does. How have you been, Josh? What have you been up to, bud?
Been good, man. Had that wedding down in Muscatine last weekend. Hot as balls, wearing a suit jacket, and I felt like Elvis. I had like this blue velvet tuxedo jacket.
Did you say Velvis or Elvis?
Elvis, sorry.
I mean, you were wearing velvet, so I'm like, yeah, Velvis.
Yeah, and then I had blue suede shoes on too. Fucking Candace hated it, but everybody else like that was at the wedding was like, it's a fucking good look.
So were you in the wedding and had to wear those shoes?
I was the officiant.
Those cords just fell down. Our studio's falling apart. Yeah.
I thought someone was there.
No, the cords just fell off the wall. Our studio's fucking falling apart.
No, it's good. No, I was the officiant, so I was in the wedding.
Did you choose to wear this stuff, or is that what they told you?
They told me to wear navy blue, which I didn't.
So he really wore black because he can't tell the difference.
Fuck off, ass.
I have gray, medium gray, and dark gray.
No. They told me, they said, we don't want you to match the wedding party. They all had navy suits. But they said, we want you to match, but not match. And I said, well, that's kind of hard to fucking do. Like,
especially when I can't tell the difference between black and navy.
And so I said, if you want me to wear navy, I'm going to probably have to wear black pants. And I'll just wear blue shoes because everybody else is wearing tan. I didn't want to like.
So you found like bright ass blue shoes?
No, they're dark navy suede.
Huh.
So yeah, no, it was good. You had a good time. No kids for a Friday and a Saturday night, which was awesome.
So you got one on the way then?
No, I wished.
Those wedding receptions, man.
Oh yeah, they turned up. We left before the good shit happened because. I don't think fights broke out, but I think there was words said. So I was happy to turn in rather early that night, 11 o'clock.
That doesn't sound like an exciting reception at all when people are arguing.
No,
I've never been to a reception where that's
it was after at the bars. Like they got kicked out of they had to shut the reception down at 11. Everybody went to the bars, and
never a good idea.
It was outside on the way to the bars, I think, where the altercation happened. But it was good.
Never a good idea. And I don't want to hear nothing about hot. Ryan can testify. My wedding was 98 degrees with a
your wedding
index of like 102.
Outside in the sun because for some reason we couldn't use the tent they set up for us.
No, the tent. No. They didn't set the tent up. What happened was my father-in-law, he booked it in case it would rain, and he called them like 5 days beforehand and said, I want to cancel. It's not going to rain. And they said, it's too late to cancel. And he said, fine, go put it up. Because he's like, I already paid for it. So they put it up. And
they put it up like on the other side of the property from where the ceremony was. Yeah, and it was just way off in the corner. I looked at his father-in-law, my cousin Mike, and I'm like, what's the tent for? He's like, they weren't going to give me my money back, so I told him to come set the fucker up.
And he literally went. He was the only person went and stood under it for a little bit.
I think I walked through there with a beer or something.
Yep. Just to get some use out of it.
Just in spite. He's like, they wouldn't give me my money back, so I'm set it up.
I do remember going on the patio during your reception, and they had a crew there tearing that fucker down.
That's funny.
There wasn't a chair under it. There was nothing.
Yeah. We didn't have air conditioning, though, this last weekend. It was 89. No air inside of a building. They had a couple of doors propped open. It had a decent breeze, but otherwise...
Yeah, no, his wedding was miserable.
We had that at a wedding we went
Yours
to.
was fast, though.
In the Amana colonies.
Yeah.
It was in a barn. They had no, and it was one of those September days that was like shouldn't have been 90
You're like,
degrees.
could be hot, could be cold.
Yeah. So we were there, and we were like everybody. I kind of felt bad for the majority of the reception. Everybody was outside, and it was the night Iowa was playing Penn State in a night game.
Okay.
And I was like the biggest hit because I had it on my phone. And I was outside leaning up against the table watching it. And we ended up, like, we were at the reception, and someone said, what's the score? And I said, Iowa's down by 7. And they said, we need to go find a TV. So my wife had a Toyota RAV4 then. It was her and I, her brother and his wife, her parents, and then another couple from Bellevue all hopped in this RAV4. We had people in the back.
Yeah.
And so the reception was in the Manna Colonies, and the closest hotel was Iowa City.
Yeah.
So we drove back to Iowa City. We get there, the game's tied. We get inside of the hotel just to see Penn State throw that last touchdown pass that went through the fingertips of the Iowa defender. But no, it was one of them September days that they couldn't plan for. No air conditioning. It was brutal.
Brutal.
Yeah, good old wedding days.
There you
I went to a wedding for a buddy of mine, and some friends showed up early, and they called me and they're like, we need you here now. The wedding doesn't start for an hour. They had 2 tents set up that tables were supposed to go under and a dance floor under one.
Yeah.
And all that was there was the tents and the dance floor. No one had set up tables yet or chairs yet or anything. So I come and helped for a little bit, then I left and changed and came back. But I knew that I was friends with the people getting married. You know, I wasn't in the wedding, but I was there. We went on a wagon ride into Donahue to a bar. And while we were there with their wedding party, another wedding party showed up, and I almost got on the other wedding party's bus by mistake.
Oh, I thought you meant like it was a cooler wedding.
No,
party.
I almost ended up at the wrong fucking reception.
Hey, buddy, your wedding sucks. I'm
They're
cool
like,
with that.
that's your ride, and I was like, oh yeah, we're on a fucking wagon. We're not even on a bus. Yeah, it was a fun night.
Drunk already.
Yeah, I had that happen. Like, it wasn't like that, but we took a bus out of Platteville to go see Brantley Gilbert and Eric Church up in Madison. And that bus driver was a very fun bus driver. For every car he passed on the interstate, we had to take a drink of our beer. For every semi he passed, we had to chug it until he passed it.
Oh, boy.
So he would slow down as he was passing them and just creep. And we had homemade moonshine, and then we were drinking a ton of beer there. And all the buses all park in one area up there. And I'm sitting there walking out, and I didn't know which bus. And I get back on the bus, and everybody's staring at me. And they're like, dude, you just walked between their tour buses and didn't even realize it. I'm like, oh, okay. I should have got on it.
Yeah. Hey, it's just my bus. Walk right on.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny.
How's
That's
your week?
funny.
How's your week been, Mike?
It was good. It was good. Starting to feel a little more like fall.
Yeah.
Today, well, and then this week's supposed to be that way too.
Yeah.
It's
But
supposed to cool off tomorrow night.
yeah, no, it was good. Wrapping up soccer season for the boy, and had today, whatever the date is, we had my wife's grandparents' 60th wedding anniversary party, which is kind of crazy. 60 years is kind of unheard of nowadays.
Yeah, that's a long time.
That's a long time, and he even kind of said that in his speech. He's like, well, we dated for like 6 years before that, so 60 has been way past, in my opinion. And that's what everybody kind of was thinking, like, man, that's a long time.
It is.
But no, it was good. It shows that it can be done. So, yeah.
Candace and I are on our way. We just got to make it to that. We just got to stay alive.
Josh is like, we got to make it to 20 years first.
Oh, we're at
Josh
20
is like-
years.
Are you?
Yeah. We've been together 20 years, married for 17.
God damn, I forget how old you are.
Yeah.
Fuck off. So how was your week, Ryan?
My last 2 weeks were busy. I don't even remember what happened last weekend. Sunday was my birthday, so that was exciting.
Yeah, rousing.
Friday.
How old are you now?
35.
God damn.
Yeah, no, old as fuck.
You're young.
Do you remember that?
His birthday?
No, do you remember 35? You're that old, so I didn't know if you remembered it.
Let's see. I don't know. Jace would have been 2.
Right on.
Yeah.
I don't even know how old Jace is now.
He's going to be
That
10.
doesn't do anything for me.
He's going to be 10 here soon.
So that was 8 years ago.
It's hard.
Oh.
It's hard to remember it. 8 years ago is 8 years ago.
Yeah.
You weren't living here. We didn't have a studio.
And I wasn't here. Yeah, but I was in Bellevue. But definitely not at this house.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was good. Friday, got a group of friends together, and it felt like a little kid's birthday. We went bowling, played laser tag, and hung out in the arcade. And then we went to fucking Hertz Donuts after.
Where's the fucking invite?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
I love that
I
shit.
invited my friends.
I love that shit. Well, we're not friends. We're
We're
acquaintances.
just fucking co-workers. No, it was folks from the Quad Cities. And then I figured you guys would be busy. Your kids would have fucking loved it, though. You could have brought them, I guess. I bowled like shit. Courtney beat me in both games of bowling.
Yeah,
I barely broke 100 in my second game.
that's bad.
I'm not a good bowler.
I don't bowl anyway, but I'm pretty sure I could throw that.
Terrible bowler. I used to be good. I don't know. I think it's one of those things where the more you do it, the better you get at it.
Right.
Yeah, it's like golf.
Oh, it is. I bowled in league for a little while, and when they asked me to bowl in league, I'm like, dude, I'm not a bowler. But the more I bowled, the better I got.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was fun. I can't even remember what I did Saturday. Oh, I combined corn the rest of the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So we're down to our last 35 acres. I think we've done
Boom.
250-ish plus.
Nice.
I don't know. Yeah, we were flying. It went good. I mean, we didn't wreck anything major. I didn't wreck anything this year, so
A lot of cracked corn.
a lot of cracked corn.
I saw your Snapchat. You were driving. Was that you driving up the thing?
No, that was my dad.
Okay. He was trying to pack it in.
I was doing it too, but
Trying to pack it in.
when that shit's all loose and sliding around, I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Flip your new JCB. I'm not fucking doing
No,
it.
I'm not touching it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One
for
day I
sure.
was driving back and forth packing, and my stepmom came over and was like, your dad said stop. I'm like, all right. So I drove over to him. He's like, oh, I thought you were using the tractor. You're using the JCB and keep going. I'm like, well, we only have one wagon left to unload. You can finish it up later. I'm good. But no, harvest has been good. We only got 35 acres left. Should knock that out.
I mean, it's been really good weather. It's dry as hell, but it's been
so
really
warm.
It's been really good weather for harvest.
It's stupid warm. The first day I helped, I got in our case on the grain cart, and I took it over for Bill, who's an older guy. He had the AC I got in there, and my fucking nipples got super hard. I could see my breath. I'm like, it's not that cold out. So I turned the AC down. Well, the vents fucking defrosted, and the drain tube, like off the top of the cab, down around the side, is plugged. So all of a sudden I went down a hill, and it started raining water inside the cab out of the vents. So every time I went up or down a hill, which we live in the Iowa mountains,
Drenched.
dude,
Sorry.
it was like the rainforest fucking cafe in there.
That's
Then
awesome.
the inside of the windows are full of dirty brown water. I couldn't see shit. It was awful.
Fogging up too. That's
Yeah,
great.
But no, it was good. This weekend, I'm just working for a buddy. I had to do some shit Thursday night as an emergency at a plant. Stayed up all night. Or no, Friday night. Thursday night. Was up all night Thursday, and then went straight to work for him Friday morning. So yesterday was like a 36, 38-hour day.
Ooh,
We ended up eating dinner at Kalmus's, though, so that was good.
that's a good ending to a good night.
Yeah. Drove through Bellevue on our way home. I showed him where the studio was, but your house is dark as fuck, dude.
You can't see it.
They were-
I'm like, you see that dark spot? There's a house there.
Yeah, they were out of town for the football game.
Friday night.
Did they won, huh?
Psh, Miracle.
Who'd they play?
Starmont.
Starmont. Up in
Awesome.
Arlington.
Good for them.
Yeah, it was. It was.
They were slotted to lose that game.
I drove by Makokata, and they did not win. When we
Yeah.
drove by, it was 62-0. I don't know who they're playing, but they're getting fucking
Independence.
throttled at home.
Oh, Independence.
Independence. Always a good team.
Yeah, that was bad.
Mustangs ran over the Cardinals.
Yeah, I guess.
All right.
Yeah, but other than that, I've been good.
Good deal, man. Good deal.
Yeah.
So we want to dive into a few topics tonight. And I got to stop saying dive, jump, stuff like that because my wife makes fun of me all the time. 'Cause
We
I
want to
guess-
get.
We're gonna
let's-
tackle
Let's
some
get into
big
it.
topics.
Well, she reads our stuff we put on social media, and she's like,
Dive into it.
she's like, dive, jump, and I'm like, well, it just works good for what we do. So
Let's segue into it.
let's segue. Paul Blart segue.
Love that movie.
Security guard.
As most people know, there was almost what I would consider a catastrophe in the United States,
On
and
the
not
East Coast.
not a natural disaster by any means, but
A pretty big one.
a pretty big problem with the port docks shutting down because they went on strike for the union.
Yeah.
And I know since it's been kind of cleared up, they're back to work, but we just kind of wanted to I wanted to touch base on that and
You
kind
want
of
to see how we feel on it, or what?
and hear what your thoughts are versus my thought, because I think some of us have about the same
Some
thought
of us are
process on
like-minded.
this.
do.
Yeah. So
I want to go last, so you guys go ahead.
I'll go first, just being in the logistics industry for about 3 years. I don't think there's a lot of people out there that know what that could have done to the economy here in the United States or the impact it would have had on everybody. You know, we think inflation's high and it's going down. We get it. But if you think inflation's high now, you know, if those guys would have stayed on strike for 30 days, You'd have seen what happened in COVID with toilet paper and plywood.
Well, no, what? Let's time out for a sec. So they did say that for every day they're shut down, it takes 5 days to catch up.
Absolutely.
Now, I did get a text message from friends, people that live in the Quad Cities, and Sam's Club, Costco. They were all sold out of toilet paper.
They were.
I will say, when I heard it was happening, I was in Chicago, but I
Stock
told
up.
Courtney to go to the store and get a decent-sized pack of toilet paper, like
Yeah.
paper plates, some canned shit. Just 'cause I know a lot of that stuff's made here, but you don't know, like, the cans for soup might come from another country and we can't get
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I was one of those people that...
Yeah, well, it's the funny thing is like, hey, you guys realize that toilet paper isn't being shipped in on the East Coast, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of it's made here, and if it's not made here, it's coming from China, so that's coming on the West Coast.
Well, I get it. I was just, people are dumb.
Right.
And I was like, I'm not going to not have something to wipe my ass
Correct.
with.
You followed suit because you
Agreed.
had a feeling there was going to be people out there that were stupid
Yeah.
and
there were.
literally went and sold stores out by hoarding toilet paper in fear
Yeah.
that the toilet paper was going to go.
It's either that or it was the entrepreneurs that are going out and buying it in bulk so they can resell it for fucking triple the
Like
price.
the hand sanitizer guy
Yeah.
during COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, something. If we want to go on conspiracy theory number 3, did the government send all these people to these places to buy the toilet paper so people would think we had a shortage?
Save that
I
for
don't know.
another day.
Yeah, that's a part 3 of the conspiracy
That
theory
is.
podcast
That
right
is.
there. But no, I mean it's just when COVID hit, I was in the logistics industry after the COVID. We'd all gone back to work and everything like that. But when there's like you said, a day delay, it takes 5 days to catch up. During COVID, there were ships sitting out for 6 months off of the LA port, out of the Houston port, just sitting there waiting, and who knows in 6 months, do you have perishables? Do you not have perishables? What are you carrying? Their crews are running out of food and a bunch of shit like that. So, I mean, it could have been detrimental to our economy for sure. But, luckily the strike is on pause till January.
Right.
But, we'll wait and see. And I know they were giving the guy like the labor union rep or the union rep
boss or whatever.
for having a fucking Mercedes and a Maybach or Rolls
He's
Royce
wearing
or shit.
$1,500 fucking sunglasses.
Well,
Or
so,
living in a 6,000 square foot
right.
house.
So let's clarify some things because this is where I was going to go with it. So I understand. I mean, strikes happen all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
We see in this area, unions go on strike frequently.
Mm-hmm.
We see. I don't know if John Deere's ever went on strike. Yeah, they've
Yeah,
gone
they
on
have.
strike.
They've
Yeah,
gone on strike
absolutely.
every 2 or
They're the
3
ones
years.
that I normally hear about, right? They go on strike. So I understand strikes happen. However, and I didn't look too much into it, but I did look into numbers. They demanded a 70% pay
It's
increase.
like 70 or 77, somewhere
Yeah.
in there.
The union came back before they went on strike at 50% and better benefits, and they said no. The union boss, I believe, if the numbers were accurate that I read, makes over $700,000 a year.
Yeah, probably.
The average or the crane workers on these docks make upwards to $300,000 a year, and the people on the ground are the ones that don't.
Correct.
That's the biggest problem I have is that their representative was on TV talking about all this stuff, and it's like, dude, you make $700 and some $1,000 a year. Don't. And a lot of people said to me that, well, we think this had really nothing to do with money. It had to do more about the automation. And supposedly what I was told is that there's a dock in Alabama that's automated.
Yeah.
Great. So you guys are all on strike. Why isn't that one up and running still? Why wasn't that one running?
I wonder if it's like a test deal where it's real small.
It might have.
Don't run it a lot, just here and there, make
Right.
sure shit's working.
So it's basic UPC codes on the outside of the container. So when the
Right.
manifests come in, each container has a UPC on it. Basically, that a barcode scanner goes down on this crane and scans them all to find the right one,
And picks it up.
lifts it off, and then takes it to the truck or the
Yeah. So
drayage team.
when you go on strike, all that's doing, if I was the big bosses of this whole deal that just watched all my labor go on strike,
Yeah.
I would be like, okay, great. Now you're pushing me to go automation even more.
Well-
Because your robot isn't going to go on strike.
It's not.
But that's where my biggest problem, and right now in a time where everybody's talking about, I mean, if you watched any debate, president, vice president, anytime any of those people are on TV being questioned, the question has always been, one of the biggest discussions coming up for this next election is inflation.
Yeah.
How do you plan on changing it? When the dock workers went on strike, those people were about to cripple the United States, and they were going to fuck the middle class.
Well, yeah, you heard the guy's interview. The car salesman won't be able to sell cars. This person won't be able to do this. This person won't get this. This person won't get this. He was out to wreck it all to take care of his guys. Mm-hmm. I'm going to get heated on this because it pissed me off. I firmly believe that there was a time and place for unions. And there probably still is in some industries, but not all of them. Mm-mm. There was a time where, the working day needed to be set to a standard because people were getting taken care of. Wages needed to be better because people were getting paid shit.
Yep.
You could work fucking 60 hours a week and bring home just enough to maybe keep your lights on and stuff. And it wasn't good. So you needed some sort of representation. That's fine. I worked in a factory in Illinois. Illinois, you have to be in a union. You don't have a fucking choice.
Yeah.
And when I started working there, it was my first decent job. I paid like $13 an hour. I moved into my first apartment when I went there and shit. That $14 they took out of every check, like I was like, I worked for that. I want my fucking money.
Yeah.
And the union never did anything for me when I worked there. It irritated. If anything, that's just it. But here's
he's so heated in his mind.
That's just a different deal because in the industry, I worked in the meat industry. I worked in a packing house, and here was the problem: you would get a really good worker. Say Josh and I worked there together on a line where a chunk of meat comes down. I grab my chunk of meat. He grabs his. We have the same amount of time to trim it, however, and push it back on the conveyor. Okay. I show up every day. I pull the piece I'm supposed to pull, my count. If there's 10 of us, I pull every 10th piece, right? I pull my count, no problem. I keep up. I don't cause any issues. I maybe go to the bathroom here or there, not every day. And every day, this guy's going to the bathroom for 15 minutes. He's late from lunch. He calls in a bunch of times. He can call in. When I worked there, you could call in 14 times before you were terminated.
In a year.
And
it's a calendar year, a rolling calendar from when you first start.
That's 2 whole fucking weeks of extra unpaid vacation, if you want to look at it that way.
Yep.
And so I'm over here busting my butt, not causing any problems. But I look across and see this motherfucker who's just a bum, doesn't pull his piece all the time, has nothing but problems. And so he finally points out and gets fired, and the union fights for him and brings him back.
Yeah.
I'm like, why am I killing myself when this guy's still here and he's a bum? I'm going to be a bum too.
Why is my $14 every paycheck going to defend this asshole?
Luckily, there's a lot of good people who don't stoop to that level.
Yeah.
And do that. I had both kinds of employees when I worked there. I had great ones, I had bad ones. But it's hard to keep your good people around when your shitty people are protected by a crappy union.
It happens at John Deere in Dubuque all the time. It happens at every John Deere. It happens at every warehouse.
I think it happens in every industry.
Yeah.
You're going to have your good workers. You're going to have your crappy workers.
I think unions need to be done. I agree with you on that. I think the Department of Labor has...
I'm not going to say done. There's probably some industries, I would say for your electricians and stuff like that have unions. Those unions sometimes take pretty good care of people like that and keep them working and, get them paid decent. It's not killing the market for an electrician or anything. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong there.
I think your corporate unions need to be done.
I do too.
I think that's where I'm at because I think the teachers union still does enough for the teachers to try to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And your union workers, like your unions for electrical, electricians, plumbing, I think they do enough for that because really and I've witnessed my brother-in-law's in the electrician union. If he gets laid off, he reports to the union and they find him another place to go. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a good thing, and
it reminds me of like a temp agency.
And they also work on getting the wages nope, everybody that comes in at this is going to start at this. Like there's no plan. Because I mean, everybody, if you don't work for a union, you've probably seen it in a job where you're like, this guy came in right off the start, he's making this much an hour and has 2 weeks vacation right off the bat. What the hell? Like he doesn't, you know what I mean? Where the union kind of sets that so there's none of that game.
I mean, the union takes away paying people like competitive pay or job-based pay, right? So like when I worked in the packing house, there were 5 grades, grade 0 through 4, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And everyone was a different pay.
Mm-hmm.
Grade 4 were your hardest jobs. Grade 0 was your easiest jobs. But I couldn't pay somebody that was a bum less than somebody that did a great job, that did a grade 0 job, because they couldn't physically do the grade 4 job.
Yep.
And it just kills it. You know,
Right.
Money is what motivates everybody in the workforce. It's money. That's all. You're there to make money, to go home and do what you want to do, pay your bills, all that stuff. So if you take away a company's ability to say, hey, Mike, you're doing a great job, I'm going to pay you 50 cents more than Josh, who doesn't do shit. Or Ryan is going to get paid $1 less because he's
I'm feeling really lazy here.
I'm sorry, Josh. It's just an example.
It's almost like Ryan's worked with you before.
No.
But I mean, as far as
It's quite the opposite.
let me get back to this dock workers deal.
Yeah.
When you have a union boss saying, "Oh, my guys need more, my guys need more," what do you take out of them people's checks and union dues every year? What's your yearly union due per employee?
I have no idea.
If they need more money and they're hurting, take less out of your union. I bet they didn't offer lowering union dues.
That's the thing. I've never, ever been involved in a union, so I can't speak to it. I've had a family
just-
member in it, but it's Candace's dad. He works at Bodine, so it's electrical.
Yeah.
Or it's whatever the UAW is. And I think the only thing that he says that's real advantageous is that they file his unemployment for him when they are down in hours.
Well, I mean, how can you get on the news and brag that you have the country shut down from Maine to the southern tip of Texas,
Yeah.
and nobody's going to work till we get what we want? You want a 70% pay increase over 5 years? Motherfucker, I've been at my job for like 8 years, and I think the best increase I had a year was 3%.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, that's absurd. I mean, I get it. Maybe it's a tough job or they work a lot of hours. There's a lot of freight that has to go in and out of this country.
It's unbelievable.
If you know what you're supposed to do? If you want more money,
Negotiate it.
go find another job that
Well,
pays.
Yeah.
and so the thing is like one of their biggest gripes was like, we watched all these people that are in the corporate of this during COVID make all this money.
Well, yeah, they own the company.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it never trickled down, right? So we want some of that. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, anybody who, let me ask you this. You were an essential worker.
Yeah.
As much as I was.
Yep.
Did you get any more money during COVID?
Nope.
Right. Me neither. Okay, great. So we solved that problem, right? It was just the way it was.
Did you get like 4 months off to just
No.
sit around at home?
No.
Oh,
And I'm going to tell you this, that, okay, so I know companies that filed for payroll protection.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't stop working. They got, we'll just say $250,000. Just make it an easy number.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think their employees got any of that? No. It went to the company.
I'm sure in some cases maybe they did. I know there were
If those
employees that couldn't work that still got a part of their pay.
Yeah.
Right. If
Well,
those
it couldn't work.
employees could not physically go into the office because they were shut down, that's what the PPP loan was for.
Right.
However, when you're a concrete company and your guys are still working,
Pouring concrete.
I'm not convinced
Infrastructure didn't stop.
Right.
Roads were built, concrete was built, food wasn't quit produced. I didn't travel as much as normal, but I still had to go.
Yeah.
When
And
there's
you-
a chemical problem at a plant, you need your chemical guy there to
Correct.
fix it.
I
right?
tell you what, if you want to really dive down, you just go look at everybody's PPP loan, what they got.
you can. It's public knowledge.
It is. Every person that had an LLC, I'm going to say it in Bellevue, every person that had an LLC, they filed for a PPP
It
loan.
was more than that. Farmers.
Oh, farmers.
And
all-
you know, and it was people that you're like, I know someone that he has farm ground. He rents the farm ground. He's not a farmer. He
Yeah.
filed for a PPP loan.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, I understand trying to take advantage of the system
Absolutely.
and stuff, but what irritates me is like, oh yeah, the guy that owns this company is making way more than me, who unloads fucking shipping trucks for a living. I want some more of his money. No.
It's
You were
amazing.
hired to do a job.
Right.
This is what I'm going to pay. It's like when you'd ask somebody to do something extra or different. Hey, instead of this job today, I need you to go do this one. What are you going to give me? Your fucking paycheck. How about that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
agree.
No, like my biggest gripe of the whole thing was, for me, it was like the audacity of these people when we're in a world of hurt right now with
Yeah.
inflation and the way our economy is, to be like, because of what I want, we're going to cripple everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Like,
well, then did you see that at one of the ports, the garbage company that collects garbage there showed up? A garbage guy went to go into the port to get the garbage, and the fucking guys on strike beat the shit out of him.
Oh, really?
Because they thought he was going into the port to do their job for him. So they grabbed him and beat the shit out of him.
Didn't even.
And he
hear
was
that.
like, "I work for the sanitation company. I'm here to pick up the fucking trash." He should have picked all those guys up and put them in a truck.
Yeah, I didn't hear that at all.
All I know is if I owned a shipping company that used a major port, or I don't know how it works if you own a major port. I don't know if they're owned by private companies. I'd assume they are.
Yeah, they are.
So if I owned a fucking shipping port, come the end of December, I'd say, "You guys have a nice day," and I'd have semis rolling in with automated shit, and I'd automate as much as I could. All you did was speed that process up.
And see, that's going to crack the union, though, because without employees, the union bosses aren't needed.
No.
If you automate that shit, the unions are done.
And I mean, I'm all for having jobs for people, you
Yeah.
know, but like, I'm sure there's nuances to running this fucking crane and unloading this stuff, but I'm pretty sure if you gave me a day, I could figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
I'd have went down there and fucking, hey, give me $40 an hour. I'll do whatever you need me to do.
Well, I'll tell you what. You know, you met Gerald before.
Sure.
He works for the railroad,
Okay.
and they're hiring right now at $57 an hour for people.
Yeah.
And they're part of a union, railroad workers.
Railroad unions are,
Yeah.
ooh, they're tight.
Yeah.
They're strict. That's probably an industry where they could keep a union.
Yeah.
Because railroad companies will have you run a train for 24 hours if they want. I mean, but I've also seen, you know, when we worked in the packing house, we loaded rail cars.
Yep.
We had a Canadian Pacific, I think,
CP.
or Pacific Union. I can't remember what rail it was.
Yep.
They were there switching out our freezer car, our box car, so we could load it. They hit their time. They backed their engine in next to our freezer. It was winter, so they
Yep.
let it run. Choked our shipping dock out with diesel fumes, and they did not line up the freezer box car so we could load it. So we called the rail master, and he's like, "I don't have another crew for 5 more hours."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Dude, it's almost midnight. We need this thing lined up." I was to the point where I looked at my supervisor and like, "You want me to try?" That fucking thing was locked down like Fort Knox, but it's like, can you just take 5 minutes, line up
it
my
up.
car, leave the fucking train here? I don't care about that, but let me get my job done.
Yep.
And then, I don't know, to be able to go on fucking national TV and brag that you're shutting half the fucking country down
Right.
and then tell people like, I'm going to fuck all of you because you won't, the car salesman can't work, the computer chip guy can't work. Like, that should really piss people off.
It's an egregious threat for sure.
100%.
It's
So
fucked up.
If that guy even makes it till January of not getting fucking
He's
offed,
a mobster.
well,
He's
so
a mobster.
so I didn't see what changed. What made them decide to go back in January,
So
or to go back until January when they renegotiate?
Governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
So he looked at the unions and said, fine, you don't want to unload my fucking boats? He's going to call, is either the Coast Guard or the National Guard and put them in the ports unloading shit because he can. So he's like, I'll just call them. They'll be here tomorrow and they'll fucking unload the stuff and get it going.
Yeah.
And then the union went back to work the next day.
I mean, what was it? A 3-day strike?
Well, then, you know, the president can sign where they have to go back to work.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a Taft-Hardy agreement.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's like, well, he could sign that. Well, the dock workers are like, yeah, but when we unload 10 containers an hour, we might unload 2.
Yep.
I'm like, what? What's your problem?
Yeah, so they can get signed to go back. Like they could say, okay,
Yeah.
you have 90 days or whatever it is, but that doesn't mean their production has to be
No,
high.
they don't have to produce.
No.
They could unload one fucking container an hour and be like, oh man, we just had problems today.
Yeah.
Like I haven't read into it, but yeah, DeSantis said, all right, I'll just bring in the fucking military to do it because you know they're gonna fucking do it.
And really, all they're doing is taking the crane, pulling the container off the ship, stacking it in the yard.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot to it, like knowing what containers, what truck it goes on, or where
Or
it goes in the yard.
what aisle it goes to.
Yeah,
how
I'm
high
sure
up
there's. I'm
yeah.
sure it's not as easy as it sounds,
Yeah.
but I'm sure it's not as fucking hard as
No.
they make it out to be either.
No. And the automation makes it look easy. Like there is a port, like you said, Mike, down in Alabama that is automated.
So
And it's fucking crazy how it works.
I called my
Watching
mom
it.
right away because she works in the company she works for imports stuff into
Yeah.
the country, does all the paperwork side of it.
Yep.
I'm like, what do you get? Are you gonna get canned? Are you gonna have problems? She's like, no, we're still working, but normally they get all their paperwork done 5 days before it gets to port. So when it hits port, the paperwork's there. They can send it on its way.
Is she like a customs broker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And they couldn't do the paperwork until they knew what port this stuff was going to.
Yeah.
So even though the West Coast was open,
Yep.
it bogged them down.
Right.
Yeah.
Because now you got to unload the container, get a hold of this company. Hey, it's here. Okay, we'll get the paperwork to you. Now the paperwork comes through, and then you have to release it.
Yep.
So it's just, I don't know. It's freaking corrupt, is what it is.
I'd
and it needs to
imagine
be
that.
stopped.
I imagine that would work just as well as they change your connecting flight, and you have a check bag, and normally it doesn't end up where you end up.
It's pretty much like pretty much right.
Or
like
it's
that is.
been there for like 8 hours by the time you get there.
Yeah.
Right.
They interviewed Ron DeSantis, and they were like, I don't mean to get political, but I'm gonna. They interviewed DeSantis, and they were like, what has Kamala done for you on the hurricane that went through and the dock strike? Mm-hmm. And he's like, I don't fucking need her help. I don't need her. She was vice president for 4 years. I haven't fucking talked to her in 3.5. And the only reason she's coming here now and wants my attention and wants to do stuff with me now is for her fucking campaign trail. And I don't fucking have time for that.
Yep.
I went and talked to the fucking president. He got me what I needed, took care of what I needed to get taken care of. That's who I'm dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, fuck you, Kamala. You can't help me.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Seems
props
to
to
be a
him for
common
seeing
theme.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, Trump's doing the same thing. I mean, they're both using it as campaign to help their campaign trail,
absolutely.
right? But it's just like, I mean,
I feel like Trump though is doing what he should be doing or would be doing.
trying
to do as much as he can.
Honestly, I haven't heard what either one of them have done in lieu of the dock strike or the hurricane stuff. So I can't really.
A lot of the political
into it.
affiliates didn't do anything about the dock strike because I guarantee the Teamsters called up and said stay out of it.
Yeah.
The head ups of the union said.
Oh,
stay
I'm
out
sure
of it.
that union is like, here you go.
Yeah.
Here you
Stay
go.
out of it.
Yeah,
I
here
mean,
you go. Here's another check.
and
Here
that's
you
why
go.
the president didn't put in the act was because I guarantee he got a phone call said stay out of it.
Stay out of it.
I mean, you think about it. I mean, right around election time, stay out of it. And I don't think this strike had anything to do with election time.
No.
I don't
No.
think it had anything to do with after Hurricane Helene. It was when their contract was up, so that it just happened to fall in that bad of a time.
Well, and 50%. So I make $100,000 in 5 years. I'm going to make 150. That's $10,000 extra a year.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking decent, dude.
Yeah.
It is. Yep.
It is. Absolutely it is.
Bunch of greedy assholes.
I mean, and I know that.
But here's what I have to say about that. So like they're not in manufacturing, right? They're in logistics, they're in warehousing.
Yeah.
So okay. Think about what's happened to John Deere and the unions and how they've fought for higher wages and fought for equal pay and equal rights and all this other shit up there. You know, some of these people that have been there at John Deere for a while, the old boys that are now retired, they had it fucking great. Like those unions took care of those guys where they were set for life. Mm-hmm. It's a different story now with who's in there today working. You know, yeah, they have the union representation. So if they do get a shutdown or a layoff, they've got opportunities. But with all the costs that John Deere has to all their products and why it's such a high priced product in comparison is because of the way the unions have treated the employees to get them these higher wages, therefore increasing the cost of the machinery. And now we're to a point where Dubuque John Deere Works is going to be shut down in 2026. It's all going to Mexico.
That's for a different.
I can't
That's
get into
so-
that. I said
so-
maybe not,
so-
but I
so
can't
You know what I
get
mean?
into
Like,
that.
that's where it's at
That's
right now.
for. Let's continue that here.
What if they got the shit tax out of them if they left? Maybe they wouldn't leave.
We're going to take a quick break from Van's Liquor. We're not doing a sip and savor tonight because we have not had time to get to Van's Liquor.
Sorry, Jeff.
We're still drinking Van's Liquor stuff.
Yes.
But
It's what's left over from all our
what's
previous
left over from our
episodes.
previous. So
Likes drinking Sunny D.
Here is a quick word from our sponsor, Van's Liquor, and we will be right back.
Are you ready to make every moment unforgettable? Well, we've got the perfect pit stop for you. Van's Liquor. Need a rare bottle for that special occasion? Van's Liquor has it. Craving the finest beers for your weekend hangout? Van's Liquor has it. Just over the bridge at 470 Cincinnati Avenue, East Dubuque. Van's Liquor has everything you need to turn the ordinary into extraordinary. Don't settle for less. Choose the best at Van's Liquor. Your celebration headquarters in East Dubuque.
One.
Thank you, Van's Liquor, for the great words and great sponsorship. For all your beverage needs, visit Van's Liquor at Cincinnati Avenue in East Dubuque, Illinois. They will not be beaten. Mention the Mainstream Podcast just so that they know you're listening. So before we went to break, we were obviously discussing the port strike, and we started talking about John Deere, and we kind of ended it there to take a break so you could hear our sponsor.
Have you heard that song, John Deere Green?
By Joe Diffie. And John Deere Green.
On a hot summer night,
He
Maybe you
wrote
should just be your
Billy
own country
Bob
artist.
loves Charlene,
letters 3 foot high.
and letters 3 foot high.
Anyways, so
And the whole. Sorry, I'm dead now. I got all pissy in the first half. I'm going to be my regular jolly fucking self.
so real quick, but John Deere's threatening to move to Mexico, or they're going to move to Mexico.
It's fucking bullshit.
You know what? You know what my theory is on that?
Let's hear it.
Fucking let them tariff the fuck out of them. And guess what? I'm a John Deere guy. I get it, but there are many other tractors that do the same thing.
Agreed. I agree. I had a buddy that I went to college with. Well, he didn't go to college. He lived with us. He was a Marine. After he got out, got discharged, he actually started work at John Deere out in Cedar Rapids, the transmission and engine plants, and worked his way up. Dude's got a fucking master's and now a PhD in like hydraulic fluids or some shit like that. Like, he's smart as hell. He then became a senior quality engineer for all of John Deere and dealing with like the mechanical portion of like the transmissions and motors. They had already outsourced, this is like back in 2016, to Mexico. And he had to go down every month to Jalisco and Juarez to do quality checks on all these parts that were being made in Mexico. Come to find out, they can pay these guys a tenth less, and it's actually the same, if not better quality than what they were getting here in the U.S.
A tenth less or a tenth as much? 'Cause
A
there's
tenth
big
less.
difference.
So 10 times less.
Okay. That
10
would
times
be-
less, a
So they're
tenth.
paying them a tenth of what they'd pay them here.
Correct. Yeah.
A tenth less would be you're getting paid 9 out of 10.
Okay. 10 times less.
Thank you.
Let's go there.
Sorry.
So like if you're making 35, 40
Tomato,
bucks an hour,
tomato.
Oh, there's a huge fucking
yeah,
difference.
They're paying these guys, $4 or $5 an hour.
Oh.
And it's the same quality. And he was going down doing inspections all the time.
I'm sorry, but any company, any American-based company that has left this country to go because the labor is cheaper and all that bull crap
Fuck
should have a harder time getting their shit back into this country.
Agreed.
Any foreign-based company that wants to sell their product here, it should be harder to sell your product here than it should be in your own country.
Agreed.
If you
That's
don't,
how you get businesses to come here. That's how you create jobs. I should run for fucking president.
right?
You
If
should.
you don't chew big
I'll vote for
red, then fuck you.
Yeah, I mean, it's economics 101.
What did you just say?
If you don't like big
chew
red gum,
red,
If you don't
like
chew big red,
gum,
then fuck you.
you're a pussy.
In the words of Ricky Bobby. I agree. I
you
mean,
don't like this Jayhawk
the
9000.
funny thing is I said this to a few people at work. I said, well, it's just great. I said, John Deere's going to move to Mexico. I said, would that make Toyota and Nissan more American than John Deere?
Yeah.
And the answer would be, yeah. I mean, they're being manufactured and assembled in America.
They're all I think a lot of your vehicles and stuff like that is American.
Yeah.
It's assembled in America with Mexican parts. Like, they're even in racing, like the 602 crate motor that you can run in my class.
Mm-hmm.
They used to say they all come from Mexico, and they used to say you better not get one that was built on a Monday or a Friday because that fucker's gonna blow up. Mhm. Like,
They were all hungover from the weekend, and everybody was leaving
I
work
get
early.
part of doing business is you want to cut your overhead, you want to cut your labor costs, you want to cut your supply costs. You that's more money on much more profit, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know if you want. I already said my spiel on it. If you want to create jobs here, you have to have the company here. You have to have the factories here, and how you get the factories to come back here and not be over there is the wage gap from paying somebody here $15 an hour and paying them $5. All right, any product they made for $5 an hour, you got to pay $10 an hour more to get it in here.
Here's what's crazy. So looking at John Deere's net income 2023 was $10.1 billion. It says this represents an increase of roughly 42% over the year previous of 2022. Okay, could that have been coming off of COVID? They were starting to ramp
All
up.
right, so 42% they increased their.
And they're still fucking
income.
leaving.
What was
Like, how much more do you need?
Now find me the percent of inflation for 2023.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's take the inflation out and see really how much more they made, right? Because there's people out there who be like, well, inflation is why they went up for you. There's 40% increase inflation.
4.1% was the average increased inflation rate from 2022 to 2023, which the average rate of inflation was normally 8%.
All right, so let's just take 10% off. They still had an increase in profit of 33%.
Did you say 4% was from 2022 to 2023?
But you said the average
Did you
was
say
8.
the average is 8?
Yeah, they say the average normal inflation rate every year is 8%. So it was actually lower than the average.
Okay.
And coming off of 20,
I just rounded up to an even 10.
so it said,
That's what I was laughing at because he's like,
Yep.
on average it's 8.
yep,
Go to 10.
yep. No,
Just go to 10%.
saying
Math
that,
is easy
They're
at
saying that the
tens.
average inflation rate's around 8% is what it was. It's not that anymore.
Okay, go to 10.
In 2021, the average inflation rate was 4.7, and then it was the lowest fucking year of inflation that they've had in the past 4 years.
I know several people who work at John Deere and have been there a long time, and they like their job, and the company takes care of them, and now they're that it's coming where they're going to just shut down here and go over there. Like, how do you continue to work for a company and do a good job like that? It's just tough.
And here's what's crazy. In 2001, I'm looking at the statistics here. The net income in millions of dollars in 2001 was $64 million. That doesn't even seem right. Does it?
I don't know.
And then it jumps all the way to 2023 and it's $10.1 billion.
I don't know.
I think I'm reading that right.
Maybe they came out with something new that everybody had to have.
A tractor.
I don't know.
Maybe they made a rice picker and there was no rice picker in China. So
Yeah.
they sold a shitload of them.
So at the end of the day, they're just greedy fucks.
Well, I mean,
Everybody is.
They're here to make money, but if you want to make money and sell a product here, be here.
Agreed.
I think old man John Deere, who bent a saw blade over a fucking workbench and created a plow, would be pretty upset to see it go to another country.
He'd be rolling over in his grave.
I think so too.
So it's just a bummer.
too.
And you know that we talk about that for viewers who aren't from Iowa because there's fucking within an hour and a half of each other, there's like 6 John Deere plants.
Absolutely.
You got harvester, you got planter, you got forestry equipment and skid loaders up there. You got Waterloo. I don't know what they do out there, but you got Waterloo. I mean, there's fucking John Deere's huge around here.
Mm-hmm.
And it employs a lot of people
We got the John Deere Museum in here too.
in Waterloo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if the museum employs a lot of people, but it's pretty cool. I'm sure there's some people that work there. Someone's got to sweep the
Someone's
floors
got to
and buff
board.
that shit.
Someone's got to
pick
work
shit
there. They
up.
got to answer questions. You know,
Yeah.
what's that combine over there? I don't know. Read the signs.
They'll probably move the museum to Mexico too.
Oh, God.
They might. They might.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. I mean, if they leave, the Dubuque economy will be crippled because there's so many small businesses that help manufacture parts for John Deere.
Yeah.
I'd say that's right.
It's definitely going to impact a lot of people.
A lot of people in our area for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of people in Iowa.
It's just sucky. Sucky.
It's just very shitty.
I have a ladybug crawling down my shirt.
That's good.
It's a Japanese beetle.
You know, on a different note, I was this has nothing to do with John Deere or anything, but
Oh,
I was watching
perfect.
Steve-O's podcast the other day,
Okay.
and we were talking about screwing people, and I started thinking about
Jesus fuck.
Okay.
I started thinking about how the government screws you, right? State taxes and stuff. Did you ever see his podcast episode where he talks about he's figured it out that he's going to move to Tennessee for 6 months and 1 day, and then you live in Tennessee. Tennessee, you don't pay state income tax.
Yeah.
So he's going to live in Tennessee. You have to live there for 6 months and 1 day.
Yep.
You can't leave there the 6 months and 1 day. Like, you could go on a vacation, I would assume, but
Yeah.
you can't. So he's going to tour
You have to
for
establish a residency.
yeah, he's going to tour for 4 months. He's going to, I don't know, but then he's going to 6 months and 1
Which-
day.
I think to establish residency, you just have to have a physical address.
In Tennessee, you have to be there for 6 months and 1 day.
Oh, really?
That's according to Steve-O.
It's just for purpose of the tax law. It's just like in Alaska, all those people that live in Alaska, in order to get the Alaska stipend from the oil pipelines, you have to be there 6 months and 1 day. And if you leave, you don't get it.
But that's just what I don't know. So, like, Tennessee, there's another one, too,
Florida's the same way.
that don't have any state income tax. Why isn't it just across the board?
Delaware, that's why every corporation incorporates in Delaware, because there's no state taxes.
Why isn't it just across the board?
Well, it should be, but it's up to each individual state. Just like abortion's up to each individual state, just like all these other laws are up to each individual state.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying, nobody questioned that.
You know why they don't have state taxes?
Making a general statement, dick.
He's not wrong, Mike.
I guess my
I
thing
feel
is,
like we should argue about something right now. Mike sucks at golf.
here's my thing. Okay, so look at all these states that don't have income tax. Okay.
You need to go for a walk.
Texas doesn't.
Wyoming doesn't, Delaware doesn't, Texas doesn't, Florida doesn't, Tennessee doesn't, if you live there a certain percentage of the year. My question is, why don't all the other states not have income tax then either? Like how fiscally irresponsible are all these other states that they have to charge income tax?
That's what I was basically asking.
Oh, okay. Roundabout. Sorry.
Yeah, I
We're
said,
just getting to it.
Why do we?
Why do we have to? I mean,
I didn't listen.
Because we don't, Ryan said.
because we don't.
Just don't pay your taxes.
I mean, we should definitely.
That'll land you in jail.
I think we should definitely legalize marijuana.
I've said a long time.
Colorado,
Everyone will.
$750 million
I
in
also
tax
said
revenue.
that.
Yeah.
I also said that prostitution should be
But
legalized.
Colorado's homeless population skyrocketed, and you still have to abide by your company's drug and alcohol policy to work there. Just because it's legal to smoke dope in your state doesn't mean you can smoke dope and go to work.
No, I don't disagree with you on that one.
If you think about it, things are being done right. So all the you legalize marijuana, tax it, you get money, and prostitution's being done. If you legalize prostitution and you tax the pimps,
Where is prostitution legal?
Reno.
I didn't say it's legal.
Oh,
That fucking ladybug made it up and bit me.
I said if you.
We might have to stop. That fucker snapped me real quick.
do you need to stop real quick?
Yeah, dude, this thing's on me. Like 3, 2, 1.
Where is prostitution legal? Sorry, we took a break so he could take his shirt off, which is weird. But the ladybug's gone,
Ladybug's gone.
and we were talking about prostitution.
No, I never said. I said legalize it, tax the pimps. You can control it. So it's a lot of. This is my theory. A lot of transmitted diseases may stop through prostitution. A lot of trafficking may stop through
Gators
prostitution.
bitches better be wearing jimmies.
Mandatory STD tests.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then you make money off it.
I mean, if you look at
Here,
it,
okay, so if you want to tax prostitution, tax OnlyFans first.
they do.
Do they?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, they get taxed.
How much? Not enough.
Dude, they didn't set up in Delaware or Florida. I'm pretty sure everybody, and it's also depending. It doesn't matter where the company set up. It's what state you're in. It's where you do the work. So if you're in California, do you pay state tax in California?
Me?
Yeah, you pay a fucking shit ton. It's like 39%.
Are you trying to assume that most OnlyFans come from California?
Well, I mean, a lot of them, yeah. Fucking A. A lot of them do. I mean, I would say.
OnlyFans everywhere, Josh.
I think there is too, Ryan. I'm not saying. I'm
So
just
what
saying
then?
it's
If you're
the porn
if you're a
capital of the
if
country.
you're a foot finder, like if you're one of them people that post feeds, do you have to pay taxes if you make money off that?
I mean, you have to fill your social security number out on all that shit when you sign up for it. It's just like if we would do a Patreon on here, we would have to put our LLC tax ID number in there or my social security number, and it would get reported as income.
You know a lot about this. You got an OnlyFans?
Fuck no, I've been trying to get somebody to do it. Gerald and Mandy, I've been trying to get them to do OnlyFans. I mean, I feel like a pervert asking people like, hey, can I videotape you fucking?
That's fucking weird.
Hi, Chris.
I don't know how I feel about being on the podcast with Josh anymore.
He hasn't asked you yet about
Before
the
you
OnlyFans?
ask, no, you cannot film me and Courtney in the bedroom.
No, I'm good, bud.
We haven't been in the bedroom yet, though, because we're waiting till after marriage.
I could tell.
And Ryan's got gigantic balls. Your camera wouldn't see him.
Yeah, that's all you'd see.
I got a fisheye lens and a zoom cam.
Hi, Chris.
Boy, we fucking derailed that conversation.
Oh, we did
there.
real quick.
That's a conversation
Taxes.
on a dead end road.
Well, we were
going
talking
nowhere.
about prostitution, and Josh went on OnlyFans and then Feet Finder.
I just said you guys they weren't getting taxed on
I've
it.
done
That's
a
all I
lot
was
of dumb
saying.
things in life, but I ain't paid $10 on OnlyFans to see some bitch's pussy.
I haven't either.
Shit's for free, man.
Yeah, Reddit. Right, Mike?
He's the one with the projector on his fucking ceiling, so he can have 30-foot boobs up there.
No, that was what you wanted.
The other night when he sent those videos over, I'm like, you jerking off yet? I thought I meant to the fucking fireworks, not to porn, and you brought up porn.
I was like, those would be some big ass titties.
He goes, I went outside. I didn't hear nothing. And I said, I almost went out. What I wanted to do is I was going to go out on my back deck and go, can you give me a, oh, yeah.
Can I get a, oh, yeah? What's your name? Tony.
What's your name?
Ezekiel.
Fuck you,
Tony.
Ezekiel. Fuck you, Tony.
That has to be the funniest one ever.
Oh, that's great.
So back to taxes. We do pay a lot in taxes.
Hey, there's only two things guaranteed in this life.
Taxes and death.
Death and taxes, baby.
Yeah.
Pay your
Yeah.
taxes. It's the American way. It sucks.
It surely does.
I don't mind paying a little bit to help out in the long run,
Yeah.
but if you buy something, you have to pay a tax on buying it. If you sell it, you have to pay a tax.
Yep.
The money I used to buy that already got taxed. Fucking just like take money from me once.
Yeah.
We need like a modern day Robin Hood, or rob from the government and give it back to the people.
Here's what's crazy. We do talk about...
I was going to say rob from the rich and give to the poor, but the rich people aren't the problem. They pay the same percent of taxes I do.
Well, that's the thing.
And maybe some of them are smart enough to get around tax laws. Good on them. They figured it out.
Everybody that wants to sit there and say that, you're giving the rich another tax break. When the rich keep spending money, we make more money.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's...
If you reset everything and gave everyone $50, the people that are rich now would still be rich then in about 6 months.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yep, they would. Titans of industry are different than the average Joe. Totally. I think Warren Buffett said it. He goes, you want to stop taxing middle class, lower class people? He goes, get all the 888 companies that are in the top 1,000 in the U.S. and have them pay their fair share in taxes. And he was like, Berkshire Hathaway, we paid $7.6 billion last year in taxes, but we also employed over 150,000 people nationwide. He's like, we pay our fair share. And he goes, if the other top 888 companies, that means, would pay their fair share, American people wouldn't have to pay taxes. And that's what's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Business people think about things different. I got my buddy Jake, who I've been helping him. I've been working for him this weekend. But he has always he's always looking for the next thing or the next thing he can do or whatever to make money. And I mean, you got a fair amount of people out there that just want to go punch a clock, clock in, clock out, and go home and get paid for it.
Yep,
100%.
100%. But if you want to strive and work hard and own a business and be successful, then yeah, you should reap the rewards of owning that business.
Absolutely.
That goes back to the strike people. Yeah, the people at the top should reap the rewards for starting this company that you work for.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
They put their money up, they put their capital, they put their energy, their effort.
Go on strike for a couple of months and see how well your union's going to take care of you when you don't have that check coming in anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
Create a company. Try to figure it out for yourself.
Yeah.
Realize that it's hard to do. And so that your effort and energy and the time that you put in the beginning is worth a payout in the end.
Start a podcast.
Yeah, like Mike. Yeah.
Yeah, podcasts are tough. Sometimes your audio doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then you have to rearrange your whole fucking month.
Yeah. All of a sudden, my Sunday just went to hell. So with that note, we are going to take a brief ad break from our sponsor, Lit Up Midwest.
Am I the only one that didn't know you can light up your home year-round? Let's talk about Lit Up Midwest. Imagine 16 million lighting combinations, 250 colors per sequence, nearly invisible by day, dazzling by night. Perfect for holidays, parties, or just to make your home stand out. With a one-time installation, enjoy up to 20 years of customizable, permanent lighting.
Thank you, Lit Up Midwest. Give Adam Kafer a call for your free estimate for your permanent home lighting. He does a fantastic job.
Sorry, I'm laughing because when we started this show, I was hosting it. Now you are. But that's okay. You do better than I do anyway.
Tides have turned. Take her over.
Oh, what do you want to talk about next?
Oh, no. I mean...
thank you, Adam, for your support of our podcast. It's pretty cool that he likes what we put out, has helped us out, and then in turn would like our fans to see if they're interested in his product. So go check him out. He does some pretty cool shit, and he'll make your house look awesome. Definitely increase the value. So, hey, who doesn't want that?
He'll make it look lit.
Also, fucking 20% off. I mean...
If you mention us.
Yeah, all you have to do is say, hey, man, the Man Street podcast is pretty cool. And he's like, all right, here's your deduction. Have a nice day.
Boom.
Awesome.
Quick 20 off.
Yeah. I mean, quick, easy. You don't have to climb around on the ladder and freeze your balls off while you're trying to hang up your Christmas lights. Your neighbors, when they're hanging up their Christmas lights, you can just drink your hot chocolate and watch them fall off their roof. I mean, who doesn't want to do that? Why is the floor wet, Todd? I don't know, Margot.
What a classic movie.
Fantastic. I mean, who wouldn't want those permanent lights?
I'm pretty sure Ryan has quoted that same quote 4 times on the podcast in 10 months.
I don't care.
You should get that tattooed.
I know.
You. Hey, speaking of that, If this ever gets big, are we going to get mainstream tattoos?
Probably not.
Who? I have tattoos. Do you have any?
Dude,
Fuck yeah, I do.
if we times 10 the amount of subscribers we have, I have to shave my fucking head, and I'm kind of nervous about it right now.
Hey, you know what? Let's do this. All right, so we were at 5,000 subscribers when you said you'd shave your head if we got to 50.
No, we weren't. We were at like 1.
Okay, so for everybody out there, Ryan will shave his head if we get to 50,000 subscribers,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're still pretty far away.
We're pretty far away. You
We're
got
going to
time.
get to 49, and I'm going to be like, do not subscribe, please.
I'll put this out there. I'll get our podcast logo tattooed
On your forehead.
if we get, when we no shit no not my
Neck
forehead.
tat.
Fuck off. You're gonna shave your head at 50.
Right under your eyes. Like all black.
I'm gonna do if we get to 100,000, I'll get the Mainstream podcast tattooed on me.
Where?
I don't know. My arms are full.
We'll let the fans choose.
Nope. Not happening. Not happening. Probably do like Mike's got the herky. I'll put it on the back of my leg or something like that. Always advertise when I'm wearing shorts.
It's a tiger hawk.
I don't know. To me, it looks like you got a lot of room on them arms.
I got to keep these clean.
Why?
Why?
Can't sell a house with a beard?
Can't sell. I don't sell house.
Can't sell insurance with a beard?
Yeah, no, not when you're dealing with CEOs, bro.
With a beard?
No, tattoos on your arms.
Anyways, it is time for our
Sometimes you just shouldn't judge a book by its cover.
You should.
Correct.
I agree.
it is time for our Mainstream podcast draft.
What are we-
Dun-dun-dun.
Dun, 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 dun. What are we drafting?
Oh, this is yours, bud.
Yeah.
Top 5 songs on a deserted island you can
All right,
only listen to,
so
right?
your top 5 songs. So these 5 songs are the 5 songs you have to listen to for the rest of your life.
Not artists, songs.
Songs, not artists. Songs. Individual songs, not bands, not artists. The song.
So it could be any artist.
Could be any artist in the whole world.
Cover
What?
of the song.
Huh?
Just go.
I don't know what he's saying.
You said songs, not artists. And I said, so if somebody covers the song,
Huh?
Yeah,
We
you
can
can
listen to
pick
it.
a cover of a certain song. Yeah, that's fine.
perfect. All
The
right.
sky is the limit, Josh.
All right.
The world is your oyster.
It is fucking.
Huh?
This guy.
All right. Who's going first?
You can go first.
Really? Alive.
so.
Pearl Jam.
Okay.
Well, that was fast. Holy smokes. Don't even give a guy a chance.
Nope. Nope.
Alive by Pearl Jam.
That was on my top 25.
How
It
long
was-
have you been working on this list? We only heard about it about 2 hours ago.
Yeah, and I was on my phone when I was setting it up, and I went back to my Apple Music and I did my top 25, and it gives me who my top 25 is, and these were the top 5.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
going to look at my liked songs.
Pearl Jam, Alive. Well, Alive by
I'm
anybody
not
then.
picking off my liked songs, but I'm just going to look
Okay.
at them.
Yep.
Mike,
Oh, fuck.
a song.
The River by Garth Brooks.
Terrible song.
Very good
It's an
song.
awful
You
song.
know a dream is like a river.
It's not terrible, but it's not my favorite Garth song.
Not good. Pick your favorite Garth Brooks song.
I'm definitely probably going to have to go with Garth Brooks because he's the best ever. Give me... There's so many good Garth Brooks songs.
Is there?
Yeah. They're all good.
Masking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know who Garth Brooks is?
Who is he?
He's
Is there?
He's a serial killer who happens to sing.
Yeah.
That'll be for another conspiracy podcast.
Oh, yeah, it
for
is.
sure.
Fucking A.
Never. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. Anyways, so my Garth Brooks song I'm gonna have to go with is "Papa Love Mama."
I know Friends in Low Places. That's his, right?
Yeah, that's one of my least favorites, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I got to look this one up real quick because it just came to my mind.
Ooh. It came in your mind.
Yeah, kind of messy up there.
It's dirty.
Comes in your mind.
Let's see. Come on. Oops, I spelled it wrong.
I started a clock on you here, Bueller.
Mine would be "Thunder Rolls" by State of Mind.
Doesn't Garth Brooks sing that too?
He does, but this is a rock cover, and
Oh.
it's fucking good.
Better than Garth Brooks?
But I could only pick Garth.
Well,
Brooks
actually,
once.
no. It's the song, not
It's
the
the
artist.
song, not the
so the
artist.
Thunder Rolls, yeah, you pick it. Garth Brooks
Yep.
could sing it too.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So who'd you
And
pick?
if you don't know
Thunder
who
Rolls.
that is, Thunder Rolls by State of Mind. If you don't know that song or you're not familiar with it, listen to it and then vote for me, please.
Okay. Dreams by Fleetwood Mac.
Ooh. That's a good one. I like that. All right. Again, California by Tupac.
Nice.
California Love. Sorry.
California love.
Coldplay, A Sky Full of Stars.
What is that big fucking thing crawling across the floor over there?
That is a spider.
It looks pretty big. I thought you said you had someone spray.
I did. We
They
don't want to
didn't
name
do
their name.
Worth a fuck.
Yeah, okay, let's go so we can kill that.
Josh is now scared.
Do you need to run over there and kill it?
I'm fucking scared of
you
spiders,
want me to
bro.
stomp on it? All right,
No.
Mike, it's your pick.
No.
I can't run with my headset.
Just
I
sit.
almost
Just sit.
Just
It's
sit.
good. I
Oh.
see it. It's on the cord. It's coming this way. Fire and Rain, James Taylor.
Fire and Rain, James Taylor. Huh? Oh. I was not prepared for this draft at all. I'm sorry, fellas.
You picked it, bro.
Favorite songs. But I go through like phases where I listen to a song nonstop all the time, and then I have to change it. But I'm
wife-
going to say How Far We've Come by Matchbox 20.
I believe.
I believe the world is coming to an end.
Okay.
Let's see how far we've come.
It's moving.
It is. It is moving. Let me see here. He's so freaked out. Oh, I'm gonna go. My next, my
My
what
heart
is this,
rate's like a
third
buck,
pick?
buck
My-
20. Oh, you already picked 3.
It's fourth pick.
No, it's back to Mike now.
Uh-uh.
That was my second pick.
Oh, okay.
No, I did 1, 2.
You're gonna go 4.
Yeah, 4.
Okay.
Now I know why Magic Mike screws this up every time because it's hard to pay attention. My fourth pick is going to be. Damn, I had it in my head and I forgot. Oh, there's Baker Street by
Jesus.
Gary Rafferty.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun. It's the best saxophone song in the world.
Timmy the Trumpet.
Dun, 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 dun. It's like iconic, like cop show from back in the day.
Narco. Timmy the Trumpet's probably
Dun,
the best.
dun, 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 dun. I'm not. A saxophone is nothing like a trumpet.
I'm just saying.
Okay, that's like saying, "Hey, man, pancakes are really good. How are your eggs?"
Waffles.
I had a delicious steak yesterday. Josh is like, "Chicken's good."
Sorry, I'm fixed.
I went and
not even paying
I
attention
went and
'cause
watched a football game the other day. I like to swim.
I'm not even paying attention. I'm
I love
watching this
lamp.
fucking spider over here, dude.
Would you like to come to the pants party? You fucking goober. Oh no, it's crawling towards your
I
chair.
know, motherfuck. Let's go, Mike.
I'm not going to power through a draft because the spider's crawling around, dude. It's been crawling around in here for years.
I gotta
so you'll
think
be
about
okay.
this now.
Do you want me to just go stomp it real quick?
I had one in my mind until that just happened. This second half's been interesting.
That'll happen.
Let's go with
Achy Breaky Heart by Billy Ray Cyrus.
I'm waiting for the Celine Dion to get pulled out here.
Share.
Or Cher.
I almost picked Cher. I love Cher.
We know. I'm waiting for Britney Spears to come out.
I almost did that too, but I get annoyed by that every now and then.
Well,
Oh, bang, 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 bang.
Oops,
How
did
was
it
I
again.
supposed to know? That's her smoker's voice. she
Okay,
does that.
let's go with.
pretty bad now.
Yeah.
Let's go with. Let's go with.
Purple Rain.
Purple rain, purple rain.
No, let's go with.
I only get one more pick. It's sad. It makes me sad.
Yes, sir.
I better put some rock on there.
Let's go with. Oh man, this is tough. Africa by Toto.
Good choice.
Do you know why? Do you know why there's no vampires in Africa? You've never heard a vampire story from Africa, have you? Do you know why?
Why?
Because God bless the rains down in Africa.
I did.
It's all holy water. You get it? You get it?
I didn't want to pick that, but I felt pressure.
It's the worst song ever. I hate that song so much.
Can I get a read?
No, no, Kyle, you cannot.
I love that joke. Holy fuck.
Fucking stop it. Only South Africa. I can't believe he scrolled through his phone and picked the first song he stopped at.
I need to breathe. Holy fuck. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. All right. Fuck. Where were we at? Toto?
We're not in Kansas anymore. Oh, no.
You will not win because of that song.
It's a good song.
No, it's not. It's so bad.
Oh, fuck. Okay. All right. Composure here. We're laughing with you, Mike, not at you.
I'm fucking laughing at it.
That's your top 5, buddy. It's what you want to do.
That was only number 4.
No, fuck.
It only gets worse from here,
I got a
boys.
strong one coming back.
That's what she said.
My last 2 aren't going to make anybody else's favorite, but good party song to start the night off, Blackout by Little John and the Americanos.
I don't think I've heard that one.
It's a good one. And then My Neck, My Back, not by
My
Kaya,
pussy and my crack.
but El King. So any of them.
Oh, is that a song you want to listen to for the rest
Oh,
of your
I
life?
love it.
My
I
neck,
do.
my back.
Well,
That's like
El
picking
King.
gin and juice, but the big band version.
That's like
El
picking
King, yeah.
Toto in Africa.
Yeah.
No,
You're going to
God.
listen to that for the rest of your life. It only rains down in Africa. Mike, I'm going to make you go stand on your side of the island.
Oh, fucking
Fuck
hell.
Oh, that was good.
That's an awful pick.
To you, I like Toto.
Oh, that was a good 2-minute break there. Just crying.
Holy
laughing.
fuck. Whew, get back in the game.
I even forgot about the spider.
We don't even know where it's at now.
No. No.
It's laughing too.
No, it should be.
Let's go with Should Have Been a Cowboy, Toby Keith.
I
That's a good
should
song.
have been a
Should have
cowboy.
learned to rope and ride.
I was not prepared for this draft.
That's okay.
Me
That's
either.
what makes it good.
Everybody's gonna be like, "You guys are fucking stupid." Who the fuck picked Toto down in Africa? What an idiot!
I'm going to laugh if I win, motherfucker.
Yeah, I will too.
I'm gonna go with Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't pick that. Didn't you have Queen in your top 5 bands?
I wasn't prepared for this draft.
I had
Oh.
Motley Crue is one of my favorite bands.
I was going to
I
pick
did
Home
not
Sweet
pick
Home.
One of their songs.
I was going to pick Home Sweet Home. I love that
Kickstart
song.
My Heart is one of my
No.
favorites. But if I was trapped on an island with that song, I'd probably go swim 8 miles because it just gets you all jacked up. It's like we've got one tree for shade. I'm chopping it down.
That's why I didn't pick any Nirvana or like Bush because I would have, or like even Megadeth, Cryptic Writings. That whole fucking
Some fucking Jack Johnson to chill out to.
Yeah,
This
there you go.
motherfucker's over there hanging out to Toto.
down in Africa.
You fucking.
It's a good song.
It
It's
is.
not. I hate that song so much. I fucking hate it. I hate everything about it. I can't-
Weezer did it, and it's really good, too.
Would you like? You want the original? You didn't specify.
No, I want
No.
Toto.
Well, I mean, it's just the
Nobody
song.
wants Toto. It just comes on the radio. So
No, I want Toto.
Somehow.
Anyways, we'll post this on Facebook and let the viewers decide who won, Toto or these guys.
Everybody should vote for Mike just to ensure that Toto wins.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll vote for you
I'm
for
going to
that
put it
one.
on Facebook tomorrow morning. Does anybody? How does everybody feel about Toto Africa?
There is a fucking video on that goes around, and I love it. And it's like it's the piano,
Yeah.
and they plotted out a world map on there, and they're like, "This is what it sounds like on the keys of a piano when you play the world map, and all the continents are outlined."
Yeah.
And it's playing along, and it's like clink, 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 clink. It sounds like shit, and then it gets to Africa, and it's Toto. It only rates what it's at, and then it cuts off and does the rest.
That's
it's
funny.
fucking great.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Don't feel defeated.
There's a Christmas song too about snow in Africa that I really like.
Never happened.
By
guess.
band, is it?
is it cocaine?
Cocaine.
No, what's the?
Cocaine and
Do you like
hookers,
Christmas
my friend.
music?
Yeah, like old school
About
stuff.
there
Mike's
won't
gonna
be-
start listening to Christmas music next month.
Like
about-
Bing Crosby. and
About
stuff
there
like
won't
that.
be no snow in Africa or whatever.
Not off the top of my head.
Do you know what song I'm talking about?
Toto didn't write it, did they?
What's your favorite Christmas song?
Me?
Yeah.
White
One
Christmas.
favorite Christmas.
White Christmas.
White Christmas.
Yeah. Bing Crosby.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
Oh, okay. I know that one.
Yeah.
Boy, that's a hard one.
It is.
Probably.
You ruined my joke, but thanks.
What was the joke?
I was gonna start singing "I Want a Hippopotamus" for Christmas.
I like that song.
It's a great song.
It is.
Never heard of that.
No snow in Africa.
Only a hippopotamus will do. Oh, well, I didn't get to mention it in our other draft we did on another episode about movies.
It's Do They Know It's Christmas by Band-Aid.
Oh.
Do you know that one?
Because it doesn't snow? Do they know it's Christmas? Because there's no snow in Africa? I can already see how this song is going to go. It sounds horrible.
like Toto.
Fucking, it only rains there and they don't know it's Christmas. Have you ever had Ethiopian food?
Yes.
Neither have they.
Oh,
Oh my
at least these aren't
God.
dad jokes.
Yeah, Kyle, these are funny jokes.
We're crying, bud.
These are
Yeah,
funny
they
jokes.
obviously it doesn't snow in Africa, so they don't know it's Christmas.
Right.
Yeah, it's a
Because
good
they
one.
don't have calendars either.
But it rains in
Because
Africa.
they don't have paper. So all they do is run around with spears wearing grass, I guess.
Jesus, they're not fucking that third world, but yeah. Some
Well, he
parts.
thinks so.
No, I just like the songs.
Uh-huh.
Down in Africa.
Yeah, to come from a land down under.
I hate that song, too. I come from a land down
I
under.
fucking hate that.
Oh, my God. It's the worst.
Men with
What
hats.
about, what about the one where it's like, oh, I would walk 5,000.
The
That's a
Proclaimers.
great-
I
yeah.
love that song.
I would walk 5,000 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man. I can't sing the whole thing. 'cause
Yeah.
we'll
Who
get in trouble.
walked that 1,000?
To be the one there at your door. Da 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 da. Da da da. Da da dum da da dum da da dum da da dum da dum. It's a great fuck. It's a road
It
trip.
is.
Da 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 da. You know what? I wonder if we could get pork tornadoes to cover that fucking thing.
Maybe they do.
I bet they do. We should check them out.
You
Yeah,
should.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
I'll
I
go
wonder if
to
they
it.
have a concert around here.
Well,
Yeah,
Huh,
I think they
stay
do.
tuned. Maybe they do. Anyways, that's going to wrap it up for tonight. We're all fucking giggly. Thank you for tuning in to this very normal episode of the Mainstream Podcast. We appreciate all your support. Without any of this, we couldn't do it. I am Ryan. That's Mike. That's Josh. We are the Mainstream Podcast. Good night.
It's where you want to be. We'll discuss the latest trends and the news of the day, and we'll tackle the tough topics in our own special way. So if you're looking for a place to escape and unwind, welcome to the Mainstream, we're one of a kind.